How's it going, everyone? In this video, we have some big news on WWE potentially planning a major heel turn very soon, some very unfortunate news for one very popular AEW star, and a whole lot more. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get the latest wrestling news. Alright guys, so for our first story of today, we have some potential bad news for AEW Shockwave. Because during a recent episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer stated, despite the rumored plans to launch AEW's new show Shockwave on Fox, right now there is no new information regarding AEW making a deal with Fox to launch AEW Shockwave. And at this point in time, it doesn't look like any announcements appear to be imminent. Next up, we have some big news that apparently many WWE superstars are reportedly frustrated, as Corey Brennan of Fightful Select reports that several WWE superstars have actually expressed frustration and negativity with Death Rebel's methods and the theme songs they have produced for them. However, as of this moment, it remains unclear if any changes will be implemented in regards to this issue, which is affecting many WWE talents. Next, we have some very unfortunate news for one popular female AEW star, because in a recent statement issued by CMLL, they revealed that Willow Nightingale will sadly not be able to participate at Sábado de Arena Coliseo this weekend due to a concussion that she recently suffered at the Torneo Cibernético Women's Grand Prix. We wish Willow Nightingale all the best in her recovery. Moving on to our next story, we have some big news that WWE could be planning a major heel turn very soon, because after a mistake cost them the opportunity to challenge for the WWE Tag Team Championships, DIY member Tommaso Ciampa uploaded a photo of the exact moment when Johnny Gargano accidentally superkicked them, which then led to their team losing to the Motor City Machine Guns, seemingly indicating that Tommaso Ciampa could be planning to turn on Johnny Gargano. So now guys, I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the stories that we discussed today. So starting off with our first story, we did talk about some potential bad news for AEW Shockwave, because Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer did make a statement just very recently on his Wrestling Observer Radio show. He did say that there hasn't been any new information as it pertains to AEW making a deal with Fox so they could launch AEW Shockwave, which is a name that they trademarked a few months ago, and many fans have been speculating that AEW would be reaching a deal with Fox so then they could have that show on their network. However, it doesn't appear like any news regarding that is imminent, and I do think that perhaps Fox has been, checking out the numbers that AEW has been the ratings numbers that they have been getting for, Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision, and I do think that that could be kind of a problem with them. However, if in the event that Fox and AEW they are not able to reach a deal, I'm pretty sure that any other network would be very interested in having a show like AEW on their network, and I do think that eventually that announcement will be made, and if it's not for Fox, then I'm pretty sure that it could be for another network. The other story that we talked about was that apparently many WWE superstars are frustrated with their entrance music, and also their theme songs are being produced by Death Rebel. They are not happy with the methods and the music that they have produced for them, and many have, voiced their displeasure and frustration with the music that they have. They are not really happy at all, and it remains to be seen if WWE is going to not want to re-sign them, because there has been a lot of frustration by WWE superstars regarding their theme music and how everything has gone down. So I do think that WWE may eventually look to other music producers, because this is obviously not something that has been working out. The next story that we talked about was on some very unfortunate news for one very popular female star, and that is Willow Nightingale, who is apparently dealing with a concussion, and CMLL did post a statement on their social media basically saying that due to Willow Nightingale's, concussion, she will be sidelined for an indefinite amount of time so she can get checked out and then eventually cleared. And due to that she has been pulled from their shows this weekend. So, I think that in regards to AEW, I do think that a lot of their wrestlers have recently suffered concussions, and concussions is something that is not very easy to return from. I know that recently Sammy Guevara did suffer a concussion, a pretty bad one it did seem. However, he did return in a matter of weeks. I believe it was 1 or 2 weeks. However, if you guys remember Adam Cole, he was out of action for many, many months after he suffered a concussion. And I do think that AEW has been they have been plagued by several injuries to their top stars. So this is some very unfortunate news for Willow Nightingale because she is obviously someone who is very well liked by the AEW fans. And it is very sad to see that another favorite is sidelined with a very bad injury. So we wish her all the best for for a full and speedy recovery. Now, the other story that we talked about, we did cover some news on a potential heel turn that could be happening sometime down the line, and that is for Tommaso Ciampa, who on his social media, he uploaded a picture of when Johnny Gargano accidentally super kicked him, and then that's basically ended the match for them because the Motor City Machine Guns then took advantage and they ended up getting the win over DIY, and then they eventually won the WWE Tag Team Championships from the Bloodline, which is pretty awesome for the Motor City Machine Guns because they just basically made their debut for WWE and now they are the champions, so that is great news for them. However, going back to DIY, it does appear like Tommaso Ciampa will end up turning on Johnny Gargano, which is not really surprising because if you guys are fans of NXT and fans of DIY, you do know that Tommaso Ciampa has a history of turning on Johnny Gargano, so I do expect to see that happen sometime down the line. So with that being said, guys, that is all of the news that we have for today. Please make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of the stories that we talked about today in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.